Hello, class, and welcome to Chapter 2, Section 1. My name is Dr. Kennedy Paron. So we're going to talk about heredity and development. So what is heredity? So heredity is actually how we transmit our traits and characteristics to our children as parents by the means of genes. So genetics is a form of biology that studies heredity. So genetics are the influences that are important to bringing our physical appearances and physical traits to life. Examples of this would be hair color, eye color, height, hair texture, sometimes even how intelligent we are. So what are chromosomes and genes? So their most important parts of heredity are the chromosomes and genes. So chromosomes are actually rod-shaped structures composed of genes. They can be found in the nuclei or the center of the cell. Genes are the basic unit of heredity. So these are the broken down forms of DNA in the genes. Genes can be regulated and actually regulate human traits that we have. And each human normally has about 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs from each bio parent or biological parent. So next we're going to talk about polygenetics. So this is the many genes that make up each of us. So each of us has roughly 25,000 genes in one cell. This is a part of making up DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. This is the genetic material that takes into making the double helix that we have made up of sugars, bases, and also phosphates that make up our cells. Here's a great picture from your book of the double helix in the DNA. So as I shared, the nucleus is the center of the cell. The chromosomes are within the nucleus, and the chromosomes and DNA are shown here. The chromosomes are made up of the DNA. So you can see the picture at the very left is the whole picture, followed by a zoomed in picture of the chromosomes, and then it zooms into the DNA that makes up the chromosomes. So we're going to talk about the two types of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. So abnormalities increase in chromosomes as parents age. This is why people say that geriatric pregnancies can be more high risk. We begin life as a single cell organism, and then we become what is called a zygote through this. So a zygote, it divides again and again, and finally becomes a fetus. So there are two types of the cell division, like I said, mitosis being the first and meiosis being the second. So mitosis is the form of cell division that splits lengthwise into doubling the number. And then half of each chromosome actually goes to form a new cell. The next would be meiosis. Meiosis splits the chromosomes in each pair, and they move to a new cell. So as a result, 23 chromosomes go to the new cell. Sperm and ova would actually be created through the process of reduction division. 46 chromosomes lined up, 23 unique pairs in the nucleus of the cell. So we're going to talk about fertilization and that process next. So each person gains 23 chromosomes from the ovum of the mother and 23 in the sperm from the father. 22 pairs are autosomal, which means they are likely to possess information with the same trait or traits. There's one pair of outliers, which is the sex chromosomes. So all people gain one X chromosome from their mother, but the father either gives them an X or a Y. If they are given a Y from the father, they are male biologically. And if they are given an X from the father, they are female biologically. Next, we're going to talk about dominant and recessive traits. So the traits that someone actually exhibits and are determined to have by the pair of genes that they are given. So dominant traits are actually shown and expressed. For instance, My dominant trait for my hair color is blonde. That is why blonde is expressed. Likewise, there are recessive traits. So recessive traits are not expressed. So if somebody had a father with brown hair and a mother with blonde hair, and they ended up with blonde hair, their father's trait would be the recessive, since they did not get that hair color. They may show up later in different generations. Maybe if I were to have a child, my child would have brown hair, but they're not shown up in the individual because they are not a dominant trait. So there are types of twins. We have monozygotic twins and dizygotic twins. So first, myzygotic twins. These are the type of identical twins produced by one zygote that actually splits. This is from one egg. Dizygotic twins are actually from two different fertilized eggs and two different sperms, creating two fraternal twins, or twins that are non-identical and do not look alike, where monozygotic twins are identical twins. So next we're going to talk about ovulation and its importance. So what is ovulation? This is when the egg is released from the woman's ovaries. This is important because it allows the woman to be able to conceive by having their egg released while a sperm is inside her and fertilizes in order to produce offspring. Next, we will be talking about section 2.2. Have a great night.